am so excited to be here with Ellie Goulding. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Multi-platinum selling singer-songwriter, 2-time Grammy Award nominee, activist, author.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
I have to say, I was streaming Easy Lover while reading.
Oh gosh, wow, just really.
Yeah, I dove in this weekend and I gotta say, this is really awesome. You do so much. Is there anything you don't do?
Oh, lots of things. I do music and a bit of fitness and then some activism. That's me. No, that book actually I started writing a few years ago because I had quite a few ways that I felt were just working harmoniously between like being an artist, being an athlete, but also things to do with my mental health and anxiety, which I've always been really open about, struggling with this anxiety thing. And then also just I felt like I'd struck the right balance between my work and also just staying fit. But I think people have always known me as someone that I've always been very big on like strength, women being strong and not, necessarily like being skinny or trying to diet down to a certain teeny tiny size or whatever. So I've always been about strength. And then also, I was doing this while I was on tour and keeping my creative side as well. So I don't know. I feel like I need to do book number 2 now that I've had a child because that changes everything. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the beginning. You mentioned like the Weetabix of it all, which is funny because like I feel like here in the States we don't really know Weetabix as well.
Oh, Weetabix, like the
Weetabix,
cereal.
yeah, like the cereal. You mentioned that was like one of your cravings when you were pregnant.
See, I feel like you guys wouldn't have Weetabix here because it is a sugar-free thing.
Yes.
And I know you guys have some sugary cereals.
It is not Cocoa Puffs.
We also have many sugary cereals, and I'm a big fan of cereal. But yeah, I had some crazy. Oh, the craving that I had when I was pregnant was this certain kind of Weetabix, which is the sugary version.
Okay, listen, you can have anything you want. Like that's the thing, and that's what I love about your book, by the way. And I have not finished it, but there were like a couple of things that stood out to me. For one, being more kind to yourself, because I feel like not just me. I think a lot of women in particular are just always striving for perfection because we're conditioned that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, just be easy on yourself.
Yeah.
Like treat yourself how you would your best friend, which I love. And I love the fact that you're in this industry where, it's like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you're like, no, your body's a temple. Like do your best to take care of it and just stop being so mean to yourself.
Yeah. I feel like we've been conditioned to, if we can't be, pretty and wear nice clothes and skinny, then we've been made to feel like that's a standard we have to keep to, just from, I guess like it's just something that goes back to, I don't know, like pre 50s and 60s. So we've always had that. And then, but now, more women are focusing on careers and also, juggling careers with being mums. Yeah. Which is amazing. But still, I still think we keep this kind of, have a real high expectation of what we feel like we need to do. And not just like, the way we look, but in work as well. I feel like, a lot of women have things like imposter syndrome because we perhaps have to work that little bit harder to be taken seriously still. And so I think, you're absolutely right. It's so important to be kind to yourself because your brain will accept what you tell it. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough, or you say, I've started, for example, lately learning to take compliments because if someone would say, "Oh, your hair looks great today," I'd go, "Oh no, it doesn't."
Yeah.
And then my brain would start believing that. So I've come to realize that the more you vocalize, that's it can be have a long lasting effect, and it can sort of, your brain will just like take it down. And so you really do have to keep being kind to yourself every day on like a daily basis.
Yeah. I know, it's so hard to just say thank you. I mean, look at all the things you've done, and you're being so humble about it. By the way, I did bookmark your aubergine, the meatballs.
Oh yeah,
I'll be making those later this week. But
so good.
I do want to talk about the music.
But they're fake meatballs, right?
Yeah, they're like eggplant, right? Which I think we call eggplant aubergine. I had asked my boyfriend
You call it eggplant, we call it aubergine.
Aubergine.
Yeah. I don't know why that is.
I don't know. There were a couple things. I didn't know what we call it whipped cream. Squirty
cream.
Squirty cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do we call it whipped cream? Yeah, we just have like those squirty cream bottles that I would squeeze into my mouth in lockdown.
Yeah. To be fair,
delicious.
Makes more sense. But I do want to say congratulations, because this is the first time you're back with new music in 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And it's so, I kind of got emotional this weekend because I sang at a wedding, and I've sang at, a few weddings now, and in my time, and people were coming up to me saying, "Oh, I just heard your new song on the radio," and I'm like,
"It's a bop. We're playing it. It's amazing."
Thank you so much. It's just so nice to have a song on the radio again. And I was worried that I was gonna lose my identity here because I hadn't been here for so long, and naturally, like, people are gonna forget, and people know my voice so much more than they know who I am and know me.
That's the thing. Was that by design? How are you able to accomplish so much but still kind of remain a little bit hidden or mysterious as far as your personal life goes? Like, you're not in the tabloids. I mean, if that's even a thing anymore.
I think I have been in the past, but I decided that I didn't like that life. I didn't like constantly being. I mean, I was in the tabloids quite a lot at a point in my career, and I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the fear that came with every single day of not knowing what was going to be said about me. Was I going to be judged for what I was wearing, for what I was saying, for who I was with, the relationships? It's just not an enjoyable way to live at all. And so I feel like now I have this amazing balance, and I feel lucky to still be a popular artist in that, my songs do so well. I'm so grateful. And I get to perform, and I get to have this incredible fan base, but I don't have to now have the kind of, I still get the ugly side of it every now and then.
The trolls of it all.
Yeah. People always want to know more and always want to know about what's going on in my private life and about my son and things like that.
They can go ahead and pick up your book.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon.
And pick up my book, exactly.
But the new song, I feel like all your songs feel so timeless, but with this one in particular, the Big Sean feature. So I know he sampled your song like back in, I don't even know what year that was, 2009 was it? Yeah. Did you like say, "Hey man, you owe me a favor"? How did that come to light?
I literally called him and was like, "Yo, you owe me." No, I didn't. I saw him. I can't remember where I saw him, but like we just stayed in touch, and we met up recently, and I didn't think this would be the song for him. I mean, I thought that he wouldn't be into it, but he loved it, and I don't know what he does. It's something about who he is as an artist, but he just manages to he doesn't like sit on top of the track. He always like weaves his way into it and like understands the song, and his words, reflect that. Like he really like has an understanding of it, and so he's just like an artist. And his next album is amazing. I've heard a little preview, and so and it's just good to work with people that you love and you want, and people you want to do well.
Yeah, surround yourself with people that what did you say? The gatekeeper who you let in, right?
Exactly.
So with the video, was he actually on set for that? Did you film that together, or did
Sadly, he wasn't. He couldn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't do the same day as me. But even I who is texting me?
I hope that's not me.
I'm just shocked
that's
that
embarrassing.
My phone is buzzing because no one. I'm
it's
not really
probably
a phone
me,
person.
and I'm gonna go bang my head against the wall.
It must be you. It must be you. Okay, cool.
But
it's not me.
No, I mean, so you were there separate days, and I mean, but what a fun video shoot! It looked like with the costumes and the characters. Who came up with the concept for it's like so futuristic, almost like Stranger Things vibes?
Yeah, exactly. I said to I have this amazing creative director, Nathan Klein, and I said to him, I just wanted anything but the kind of not cliche, but the kind of sort of typical thing you would do about where you're writing about, singing about some boy that treats you like crap. And I can imagine like this, bedroom scenario where they're arguing and then someone storms out, and I was like, I just want it to be surreal, and I want it to be almost like a video game. I feel like we're all
like a painting almost.
Yeah,
in a way,
we're all living in some kind of like strange parallel universe. I feel like we feel like maybe real life went away a few years ago, and it's just been replaced by like a video game. So that was it, really. That was kind of the plan, and then also it's just really fun and liberating to play other characters and not have to be myself, and get to play this crazy androgynous, like Bowie-esque
I was gonna say I got like David Bowie vibes. Did you have fun interacting with yourself at the end of the video?
I mean, that it was this lovely girl that played me, and the other me, and she was great. I think I can't remember what I did now, but like, yeah, by the end we're like, I'm sort of embracing myself, which is quite nice, you know.
It's symbolic.
Sometimes we need that, you know.
That's really neat. And we mentioned before about your activism too. And this week it looks like we're going to be seeing the biggest climate change bill in U.S. history, which is a landmark. You've been standing for that for a while. And I know a lot of artists these days, like they're doing their best to make things more sustainable, I think, like Coldplay.
Not enough though.
No, but
I have to say.
And I know Lorde, I think, didn't she say she was going to not do physical CDs? Or something
I don't know. You can still do physical CDs. You could just have to recycle. There are shitloads of CDs that exist on the planet. You could just recycle them. If anything, that's probably better to reuse CDs. And Coldplay do an amazing job. I actually have so much respect for Chris because I know he's been doing it for a long time. Billie Eilish, I spoke at her Overheated event in London recently. So she's doing great things. I would love personally if there were more artists doing the same. I don't think there's any pressure on an artist to stand for a certain cause, but I don't think it's like a partisan thing. I think it's like something that affects all of us. It affects our industry. It affects the entire planet. There's no one that is untouched by climate change at this point. We've all seen the crazy weather, all that extreme weather is down to climate change. And then the fact that you guys have passed this huge climate bill it gives us such hope and so much optimism. But it's not, you know, we're not steering away from fossil fuels quick enough, and that's, I think, the biggest thing. And you know, we're just going to keep seeing these crazy hot summers. So I would love, and look, we can all do better. I think it's so much better to be a hypocrite than a cynic. So I would rather do as much as I can within my realms of what I do. But I really, in fact, you know, it's a plea to like other artists to please do the same, because you know, music is the most universal thing on the planet, and so I think we have this untapped power to reach out to people and to influence people and inspire people. And I hope that other artists follow suit.
I think it's beautiful that you and Chris and like all of them are doing that, because I feel like, you know, we look up to you guys as role models, you know, and congratulations, the Time 100 Impact Award. Like, you've been fighting for this for a long time. I know it's important to you. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you and congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's nice to be recognized like that from Time. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And, you know, we've talked before about your music just being timeless. I kind of wanted to get into the, like, what's old is new again of it all. I saw you had posted either on TikTok or Instagram about how people are, like, going crazy over Lights again.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about this, because I know we want them to listen to Easy Lover. That's the new song. You just poured your heart and soul into it. It's like where you are at this point in your life. And now people are obsessing over a song that's 12 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's beautiful, but
typical.
How do you feel about them speeding it up and slowing it down and like putting their own spin on it? Does that piss you off as an artist?
You know what? I'm going to say no, because I feel like it's so much better to be open-minded with this stuff. And yeah, it's like every day you're just catching up with these things, these phases and fads and like trends. But I'm not adverse to it. I'm not like someone who's just like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing TikToks. That's for like young people or for like a certain kind of artist. No, I'm really open about it. If my label are like, try this, I'm like, all right. And it's not that I'm like I genuinely enjoy TikTok. I genuinely enjoy the fact that it's a lot of joy. It's a lot of people just dancing and having fun with their friends. And I think that's a good thing. I don't know if it's like, look, I know some people are like spending their entire day like trying to figure out a dance routine. But again, dancing is good for you. So I don't really see what the like, you know, I don't know why there's negativity about it. And also, you know, I know some artists like, I feel like it's kind of a gray area, because you know things are changing so much, and like suddenly my song Lights is doing really well out of nowhere.
I know, it's like the Kate Bush of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, people think it's a new song, which is baffling. The song was written in 1985.
But if it means that young people are discovering the songs that we grew up with and we loved and you know have had such a big impact on us, I love the fact that you know they just get to be heard. I think that's the best thing about it.
And look, maybe 20 years from now, Easy Lover will be the next viral trend.
That's why I said when I released it, like looking forward to this one to be like, you know, the next TikTok trend in like 10 years time, because maybe I just make songs for the future, but you know, that's all right.
That's kind of a cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. We're looking forward to some new music from you, but like I got to say, every single song you come out with, it's just like bop after bop. So thank you for creating this beautiful music, sharing it with us, and being so cool about it on social media. And you're just amazing. I can't wait to finish up your book.
Thank you.
It's going to be so much fun.
You know what? Like I said, I'm ready to write book 2, to sort of be like, okay, wait a minute. I just need to talk about the fact that everything has changed since I had a child. But look, the fundamentals are still there. The basics are still there. I think it's still, you know, if you're struggling a bit with motivation or like mental health, and you just want somewhere to start, you know, with exercise or with just movement, or even like food, you know, it's got a little bit of everything in there.
Trust me, after the pandemic, well, I mean, I know it's still a thing, but, you know, I found myself sitting around a lot. So this, and then like saying, oh, I'm just like not where I was.
Yeah.
And how do I get started? How do I make that motivation happen? So this is helping a lot.
Yeah. The one thing I've learned is that since I had Arthur, and also the pandemic and other things, you know, maybe you're not going to be where you were. Maybe it's just like it's going to be like an evolution, not like, I think I became obsessed with like trying to get back to who I was before. And maybe throw that away and just be like, this is a time to become like a different version, you know.
The best version of me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Without putting so much pressure on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love everything you have to say. Seriously, role model to all. Ellie Goulding, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.